Hi, I'm Emma. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this class. I am a certified yoga teacher and a somatic yoga life coach, and I've incorporated the style of vinyasa and somatic yoga together today in a very short, slow flow that connects breath to movement, that focuses on just tuning inward because it feels like a lot of things in the world are really chaotic and crazy right now. And the more that we can tune inward and take a moment to pause and breathe and move on the mat, the better we're going to be able to handle all of the stress that life has to offer, right? It's not going to solve all of our problems, but it does allow us to hear our own voice, to pay attention to what's happening within us. So I'm excited to get started with you. Go ahead and take a comfortable seat. Like I said, this is a class that's going to connect breath and movement. And so we're going to start by just finding our breath. If it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close down your eyes. If not, just let them get heavy and maybe lower the gaze. We're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose and let that fill the low belly. And then exhale out the mouth. As you breathe, I want you just to imagine that you're inhaling air that is cleansing, nourishing, and exhale out any stress or darkness, anything that you want to just release right now. Allowing the inhalation and the exhalation to match each other's count. So maybe if you're inhaling for 4, you also release for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more, just allowing the body to relax down. Let's start with some neck roll. So allow the ear to drop towards the shoulder. It doesn't matter which one. And then very slowly and tenderly, let the chin drop down to the chest. And then make your way over to the other side. So you're just moving back and forth very slowly. Just thinking about why you're taking this time for yourself today. Maybe you just need a pause on the world, on life. Maybe you're craving some healing or restoration or just some good deep stretches. Why are you here? And one more. And as you come to stillness, go ahead and flicker the eyes open. We're going to start with just bringing the shoulders up towards your ears and then drop them down pretty aggressively. So it's, and when you drop them down, you exhale. Last one. Good. What that does is just let some of that tension out. So let's go ahead and inhale. We're going to do palms raising up. Let the palms come to touch, fingertips touch, and then come down to at the heart center on the exhale. Fully releasing. 2 more of those. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale. Feels good just to breathe, right? And this time we're going to let the left hand draw down. Right hand comes up and over for a nice side body stretch. And you're just going to go as far as it feels good to you. Drawing that right hip down so your right arm is up and over, drawing the right hip down towards the ground, and then kind of spinning your ribs skywards. You get a nice arc in the side. Inhale. And exhale. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Good, and then we're going to inhale. And on the next exhale, we're going to reach forward like we're reaching parallel to the ground, almost like you're like wiping off a table. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Let that hand come down and let the other arm reach up now into our little side body stretch. So just reaching up, finding that arc in the side body, drawing that hip down, and then soften. One more breath. Letting it feel good. And on your next exhale, we're going to do that same motion as we're sweeping across the floor. Or if we're wiping off the table. Good, now move with the breath. So inhale, make that nice arc. Exhale, draw the hand forward and across. Inhale, arc. Good, forward and across. Last one on each side. Deepening the stretch. Reaching forward. And then landing here on your left side. Allowing yourself to come up and sit nice and tall. And let your hands go ahead and come to rest on the knees. And let's start with some Sufi grinds. And so Sufi grinds is just when we are spinning from the low part of the pelvis and allowing our upper body to move in whatever way feels good to you. You're just making some big circles. Let it be nourishing, working out any of the kinks you might have in the hips, the low body. Couple more on this side. I like to imagine that it's like a ladle in a beautiful bowl stirring around. And then let's go the other way. Your shoulders are headlights just shining across in front of you. Exhaling as you move forward. We have two more. And then just allow yourself to come to stillness. We're going to find our way into our table position. So hands are going to be directly under your shoulders, knees under hips, feet directly behind. Find a nice long line from the top of the head to the tailbone. See if you can slightly engage your abs, and you're not flexing or anything like that, but just find a nice stable position here and then rise up out of your shoulders. We're going to go into some of our cat-cows. And so first, let's go ahead and start with a cow. So what that means is we're going to soften the elbows just slightly, draw the heart center forward, lift the chin, raise up the hips. Inhale. On the exhale, we do the opposite. Tuck the chin to the chest, round all the way through the spine, and lengthen the tailbone down to the knee. Inhale, draw forward. And then exhale, draw back. Follow what feels good to you. So maybe it might feel good to do a little bit more rounding here. You have 5 more of these, so you can put something into it. Maybe it feels good to rock back a little bit. I like to bend my elbows quite a bit, almost like on the cat or the couch. When you bend your elbows, almost like you're coming up out of the water, and then you can rock back, make like a little wave. Or maybe it feels better to do kind of a fluid figure 8 here with your hips, just letting them roll around. We have 2 more, so if you're going one direction, go the other with your hips. Just tuning in to what your body needs today. Good. From here, we're going to take the right arm, Actually, first, let's take a little space between our knees. So we're going to widen the knees just slightly. They're just slightly wider than hip apart. So we're going to take the right arm and we're going to extend it up towards the sky. Stretch the fingers nice and wide. Maybe roll the wrist for a second. But stretch the fingers nice and wide. And then we're going to take that hand and sweep it under the arm. Thread the needle. Let the right cheek come down on the mat. Press the ground away with the left hand for a little twist. Inhale. Soften on the exhale. And come back up. Other side, extend the left arm up skyward, opening up the chest, broadening the heart. And maybe you want to do a couple wrist rolls here. And then spread the fingers wide and sweep that arm under. So left cheek comes down on the mat. Push with the right hand and twist. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Come up on the inhale. Find the knees back under the hips. Tuck the toes. And we're going to rise up into our hover position. So the knees come up off the ground just an inch. Find our strength here. And we're going to hold for one breath cycle. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on the exhale, just go ahead and extend the hips up skyward as we draw the ribs back towards the thighs and we're finding our downward dog. And then once you have that nice line with the spine, that's when you can start to straighten the legs by lowering the heels down to the ground. Maybe take a pedal here where you're going to raise one heel, lower the other, bend one knee, then the other. Just move through that. Now let's pause. Both heels draw down to the floor. Spread the fingertips wide. Let it feel like there's roots in your fingertips really drawing down to the floor as you draw your ribs back towards the thighs, hip bones skyward. Now we're going to think plank as we come up high on our toes. Pull the belly button to the sky, kind of like we did with our cat. Round, 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 round forward as we land in our plank. You might have to adjust your hands, and so they're going to be directly under the shoulders as you rock forward. Hold for a breath. Inhale. On the exhale, spin the eye of the elbow forward. So see how my arms are rotating. And then you can lower your knees down if you want, or you can just lower your body down as a board. Nice and flat. Flip the feet. And we're going to press the ground away as we let the body roll up, exposing the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Come on down. Push up and back into our downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, draw the heels down to the ground. Let's try that again. Rise up high on the toes. Round forward, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise to what we call baby cobra. Stare down the bridge of the nose. Expand the heart. And exhale, come down. Push up and back, downward dog. Last time, rise up high on the inhale. Exhale, land in plank and lower down. Find your cobra. Maybe you want to do a wide arm cobra this time. Fingertips outside of the mat. Rise up a little higher. See what that feels like for you. And then go ahead and come on down. This time, stay down on the mat. You're going to just place your hands under your chin really quick and just wiggle the hips from side to side. Wiggle, wiggle. Take your hands back under the shoulders. Well, more down by the ribs, I guess. There you go. Tuck the toes, push up and back into our downward dog. And while you're here, we're going to find just a little bounce. And so get into your downward dog, bend the knees, and just go ahead and give it a little shake. Let all that tension shake off you, kind of like You're going to shake out change from some jean pockets or a purse. One more time. Good. Now walk the feet up behind the hand. Bend the knee slightly. And let's go into our forward fold. So shift the weight to the front of the feet. Let the hands grab the elbows and find a little sway side to side. Sits bones go to the sky. Top of head draws down towards the floor. Enjoy the stretch. One more breath. On your next inhale, arms come out and up, and we're going to rise up. Look up, be grateful. Fingertips find each other as they come down to the heart center. And find stillness here. Imagine that you're pushing the ground away with your feet. You're finding more extension as the crown of your head rises up. The legs get nice and strong. Tailbone draws down. Let yourself be nice and tall in mountain pose. You can even draw the hands down to the side. Fingers wide and exposed. Or extended, not exposed. As you're exposing your palms to the front of the room. Feel how tall you are for a second. And let's move again. Inhale, arms up, because this is Vinyasa yoga. We're correcting breath to movement. Arms come up. And then we exhale, we slightly bend our legs and go ahead and come on down. On the inhale, we rise to halfway lift. So we straighten the legs, straighten the spine. And then exhale, come down, slight bend in the legs. Jump or step back to plank, whatever makes you happy. We're going to lower ourselves down. So you can either lower just straight body down or lower the knees. Totally up to you. And then come on up into our cobra, wide arm cobra. You could even take an up dog, whatever sounds good. Push up and back into our downward dog. Do it again. Walk forward. Inhale to walk forward. Exhale, find your forward fold. Hands can stay on the ground, backs of the legs, whatever feels good to you. Inhale, rise to halfway lift. Exhale, come down. Arms come out and up, and we rise up. Salute. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the floor, jump or step back to plank. Inhale. Lowering down, exhale. Rise to cobra. Exhale, come down. Push up and back into our downward dog. Last one. Walk, jump, or step your way forward. Come on down into our forward fold. Maybe even this time you find a little deeper forward fold. Straighten the legs. We're going to rise to halfway lift. Inhale, rise to half lift. Straighten the legs, flatten the back. Exhale, come down. Arms come out and up as we rise. And then just stay here. Hands come to heart center. Stand nice and tall. The awesome thing about connecting the breath to the movement with that is you become very in tune with your own body and how you feel. And so often we're frantically moving through a lot of things. We forget to breathe, right? We forget how we feel. We forget to move. It just allows us to do that. So we're just going to take, this is not in Vinyasa yoga. This is more like somatic stuff. We're just going to take a minute. We're just going to do some shaking. So I'm going to turn to face you. So I want you just to shake or maybe even hop. Whatever feels good to you. Like imagine you're just out with friends, you're a toddler or a kid running around and you can hop, or you can just shake and bounce. And the more you shake, the better. I mean, I'm sure you've seen like those vibration plates that are popular now. Well, there's a reason why. It's because the shaking is so good for our nervous system, so good for many, many, many things in our body to release stress. So just get really wiggly with it for a minute. All right, everybody hop with me. Just hop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand mountain pose. Feet under hips. Feel all 4 corners of the feet connected downward. Take a deep breath in. Full exhale out. Notice how you feel. Good. Inhale, arms come up. Hands to touch. This time we're going to forward fold. So bend the knees slightly and then exhale, come down. And we're going to pause here. Take a long step back with your left leg. Right leg stays forward. It's bent to a 90 degrees. We're in a runner's lunge. So extend the heel to the back of the room and draw the pelvis down, finding a nice stretch in the leg. Then go ahead and find some movement with that. Maybe it feels good to kind of like bounce or draw the hips side to side, knee to side. It might even feel good to maybe do a straight front leg, come into kind of a modified pyramid, and then back to runner's lunge. You decide. You might even like to keep your hands here on the knee, or they can come back on the floor. We're going to be here for 1 more breath. Good. Now find some stillness. On the inhale, the arms are going to go forward. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. Push the feet into the ground, and you're going to rise into our high lunge. High lunge. Find your strength. Knit the ribs together. Reaching upward with the hands, pressing down with the feet. Feel how strong you are. Sometimes we forget how strong we are, that we can handle no matter what this world's going to bring to us, right? And then exhale, go ahead and come on down. We're going to lower the back knee down, flip the foot, so the top of the foot's on the mat, and then take that right foot, wiggle it so that there's a little bit more space to open up in the hip area. Even turn your foot slightly outward like a lizard, or this is lizard position. And we're going to do a moving lizard. So you have options to either like rock forward and back, again, moving with the breath. Or maybe it feels good to rock left to right. But you kind of play around with it and decide for the next 2 breaths what you need for movement right now. Might feel good to kind of go in a circle. Then last one, deep inhale, long exhale. Now we're going to find some stillness. So let the elbows lower down. Let the top of the head draw forward. And we hold for a breath. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Right, place the hands back down. We're just going to bring that knee back to match the other knee. So we're in kind of a table position again. And we're going to keep the hips up high as we walk the hands forward and find our puppy pose. So let the hands go forward. Let the chin come onto the mat. And just open up the heart center as the hips draw it upward to the sky. Last one, try to soften and relax. And push the hands back in. Go ahead and find our downward dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, draw the heels down. And we're going to raise the right leg up to the sky. So this is the same leg we've been working on. Draw the left heel down, and we're holding for 1 breath. Now go ahead and pull that knee into the chest as we rock forward into what we call a plank crunch. But what we're finding here is pigeon. So bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Let the left foot come behind the left. And then go ahead and extend your left leg back, and you can have a choice to either stay here and lower the head down, like lower the elbows down, lower the head down if that feels good to you. Or if you want to move up and down, find a flow here, feel free. I would rather, and it's safer for your body, that you don't have your hips all the way on the ground. Like I have a little hip injury and the body doesn't go that far. It doesn't go that deep right now. It's better to have your hips square and off the mat a little bit. You can even have a bolster or a block under your hip if that feels good, than to have your hip on the mat, but they're not square, because that can cause an injury. So just do what you can. Support yourself in whatever position feels good to you. And we're holding one last breath. Soften around that hip joint on the right side. Inhale. And exhale. To come out of this, we're going to tuck the left toes under, and then we're just going to push up and find our downward dog. Deep breath in, long breath out. On the inhale, go ahead and walk your feet up. Forward fold and hang, exhale. Inhale, rise with me. Exhale to fold back down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. I think it feels good to touch the calves on that if you want to try that out. Now let's take a long step back with our right leg. So right toes go back. They're directly behind your hip. And we're bending our front left knee to a 90-degree angle. Notice how my knee is on top of my ankle. Just a little place to keep you safe. So feel free to rock back and forth. Maybe try lowering down, coming up, moving side to side. This is the somatic part. It's like you tune into what is really nice and nourishing for you. For me, this really felt good to kind of straighten that front leg and come back down. I'm going to do a few of those. We have 3 more breaths here. What feels good to you? What does your body need today? Good, and then come back to that low runner's lunge position. Think nice straight spine, like think tall through the neck, through the top of the head. We're going to push the ground away with both of our feet. So both feet are engaged, pushing the ground away. Grab that beach ball in front of you and then raise it up to the sky. Drawing the back heel down, sinking into the front leg. Be nice and strong. Hold for a breath. Long exhale. Great, and lower that back down. So we're going to lower the back knee down again. Flip that foot, and then wiggle the left foot out to the side to find some room in this hip for our lizard. And you have your options here. So maybe you like to draw forward and back. Or maybe you're really craving side to side. You know, your hips might be tight on different days for different reasons. Hormones, emotions. Maybe you sat too long. I sat too long yesterday. Or no, 2 days ago I was on an airplane. Lots of things, right? So move them around. Let's find some stillness after this breath. You can come down onto your elbows or stay up on your hands, whatever feels good to you. But really draw the pelvis forward. Think long in the upper body, nice and soft. And think open in that hip. Nourishing inhale. Cleansing breath. Exhale any of the muck, the gray, whatever you want to leave here. Good. Now go ahead and push that back up. We're going to bring that left leg back to meet the right leg, but this time we're just going to take a child's pose. So big toes come together, knees go out to the side, and we just let ourselves rock back on our heels. You can extend the arms forward if that feels good to you, or you can find prayer hands and put it at the back of your neck. It's a sign of like surrender. Maybe it feels good for you to actually move around a bit, like walk the hands to the right or left. You have 4 more breaths here. Remembering your intention that you set at the beginning of class and go back to that. What do you need? Why are you on the mat? Let's rise back up into our downward dog. So come back into like a table temporarily. Tuck the toes, raise the hips. Downward dog should feel nice and stretchy now. Make sure to rotate those elbows towards each other. Rise up out of the shoulders towards the sky. Now we're going to raise that left leg up. Find our 3-legged dog. Try to keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat as you do this. And then you bend the knee, bring it in, heel to butt, knee to chest as you rock forward. Just for a minute, our plank crunch. And then we lower that down and find our pigeon on this side. So again, options. You choose what feels really good to you. We're going to be here for 4 breaths. So really focus on thinking like Play-Doh or whatever is squishy in that left hip area. Just soften it down. But you're welcome to rise and fall if that's nice for you. I prefer to be still. And last one. Go ahead and push yourself up. We're going to take that knee back, and we're actually just going to go ahead and find our way to our knees and just sit here for a second. Palms on top of the legs facing up. And just let your shoulders roll back down, get nice and tall in the crown of the head. And enjoy all the endorphins running through your body. And think about like maybe the offering that you might have that you want to put out into the world, the universe, and also the receiving. What are you ready to receive in your life this time? Let the arms come out and up as you take a deep breath in. Palms come to touch, and this time let them fall down and end right between your brows. We call the third eye center. You thought about that attention, just bring it more into fruition, into the front of the brain, which would allow it to come more into vision, not fruition. Good, and then let the hands come back down. We're going to take a seat. You can extend either leg. It doesn't matter which one. I'll fix you on this. And so the leg's going to be slightly out to the side, so it's not right in front. And then you're going to bend the opposite leg, place the foot on the floor, and you're going to square your shoulders off to the foot and just get nice and tall and allow yourself to fall over the leg. It's not a deep stretch you're going for. In fact, crisscross the hands so they can go on either side. And what we're doing is just swaying either back and forth or kind of just playing around with how much stretch you need in the low back area here. And just find some movement there, some space that we're opening up in the low back region. One more breath. Then round up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And let's switch to the other side. Get nice and tall, arms come up, and then fold over that leg. And I like to crisscross my hands. And then just let yourself sway, rock. Just enjoy the stretch. Head's nice and heavy right now. It's a great time to show your body some gratitude for everything it goes through. Good, and start to round up on the next exhale. Now extend both legs out. We're going to deeply flex our feet, and we're going to take our index fingers and grab that big toe and pull them towards you as you let your body fall over your legs. You want that tension there just for a few seconds. Nice straight legs. 5, 4, drawing down. 3, a little more. 2, 1, and then go ahead and come all the way up. Maybe roll out the ankles because that just seemed like the right decision right then. Now we're going to take a full lie down on our back. We're not in Shavasana yet, so don't get too cozy. Let's extend our legs up to the sky and roll your ankles. And then point and flex, point and flex. Reaching up to grab either the big toe or the outside of the pinky side of the foot. We're going to grab our feet in our hands and bend the knees, pull them down to either side of the body as we go into our happy baby pose. Really pulling so that we're compressing both the hip joint and also the low back, finding a lot of space in the pelvis, the hips. Everything is kind of widening right now. And you can rock back and forth if that feels good to you, or just stay, whatever it is that you need. Good. And then lay the feet on the ground, a little bit more than hip width apart, a little bit wider than hip width apart, knees to the sky. And let your arms come up like they're goalposts or cactus arms as you let the knees draw down to the one side, and then they're going to come to the middle and go to the other side. But we're going to do this with the breath. So drop the knees down. Inhale as they go down. Exhale. Come up to center. Let me see if that's right. So, yeah. No, exhale as they fall to the side. That makes more sense. Sorry about that. So exhale, they drop to the side. Inhale, pull the belly button down. And they go over the other side. A couple more. Good. Take a full stretch, like extend the toes and fingertips away from each other, like a good morning stretch. Really inhale. And then exhale, pull the knees into the body and compress them down. One more. And go ahead and rock up onto your knees, or you can go into crisscross position, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to go on my knees. And what we're going to do is you can either do hands on shoulders and torso twist, or if you're really feeling angry about something, I want you to visualize you have like bear claws or like attack hands or whatever. And what we're going to do is we're going to move through this with the breath, exhaling sharply as we twist. So if your hands are on your shoulders, it'll look something like this. If your hands are like this, it looks like this. And if you're really feeling it, you can always stand up if that feels good to you. But we're going to do this for about 20 seconds. So everybody take a deep breath. I'm actually going to go down here. I have better balance. Take a deep breath. Get hands up or on the shoulders and ready, go. Really picture something that's bothering you, that you're just pushing it away or breaking through it. Maybe it's right in front of you, just breaking through that wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Full exhale. One more time. Inhale. Full exhale. I hope that this class was enjoyable for you and that you feel a little bit better. Please let me know what you thought and if it's helpful. See you on the mat the next time. Namaste.